Now it's time for another episode of...
Dude, I watched a movie last night.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dude. I watched a up movie last night here on Shockmania. It's the first original episode for this channel on Shockmania. And if you're new to Shockmania, this is my new channel where we're just looking at offbeat, wild, alternative, and not just Asian, but all Western type, all kind of horror movies on this channel. I want to look at European horror, South American horror, obviously North American horror, Australian horror as well. So it's going to eventually cover all that type. So that's where this movie kind of pops in. This is a North American movie from the US, and it's called Giantess Battle Attack. And this recommendation comes courtesy of my very good friend Adrian at Movies and Mania, who is one half of this channel's name, Shockmania. And Adrian has said to me, well, Dan, why don't you watch these giant women movies and see what you think? And it's from Full Moon Pictures, who did Head of the Family, which is a movie that I absolutely adore. So I don't think I can go wrong with Full Moon Pictures movies. They seem to be my kind of schlock. So as this format works, I'll look at the poster and then I'll watch the trailer together. We'll try and make some assumptions about what we think the movie's about. Then I'll go off and watch the movie. I'll come back and then we'll see how close I was to my assumption and talk about the movie. So let's get started. Let's look at the poster. And the poster that I'm looking at is on the moviedatabase.org website, the moviedb.org. So this is the official poster that has been uploaded to that website. Don't know who uploaded it, whether it was the director or someone else, but hey, let's have a look at it. So it appears to be, I'm going to have to put on my glasses. Nerd. It appears to be a bit of a throwback to those kind of 1950s style posters. So those giant movies, women movies from the 50s. So in this one, we seem to have three women. Two of them are wrestling each other. One of them has a car in her hand. And looks like she wants to club the other woman with a car. And there's a third woman behind her in a purple lingerie who has... What is that? What is that she's holding? It looks like a piece of chocolate cake. Okay. She's holding something in her hand. It looks like a big slice of brownie or chocolate cake. There's a tagline that says it's a 50-foot freak out. And then down the bottom, there are three construction workers in yellow safety hats. They look like they're in some kind of quarry. Maybe she's holding a rock, and there's a couple more characters to the side. So I'm not getting much from this poster other than it appears to be some kind of battle royale film with giant women. Take off the glasses now. But only three women, so it can't really be a battle royale. Must be some kind of massive wrestling match. Poster looks good though. I've got to admit, I probably would watch that. And knowing that it's from Full Moon, I'd probably watch it knowing that there's probably some boobs in it. So let's check out the trailer. Now, the moviedatabase.org says this movie is streaming on Tubi. So if you're in one of the countries lucky enough to have Tubi, you should be able to watch it. I am. Surprise, surprise. One of those people lucky enough. And something else has just caught my eye. It says PG-13 on it. That's not good. I assumed boobs, but PG-13 doesn't. So let's check out the trailer. The TMDB site has a trailer there. It also says there's a collection of movies. Now, Adrian did say that this was part of a collection of movies called The 50-Foot Cam Girl. There's Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl, and then there's this one. So there appears to be three movies in this series. Might go watch the other ones as well then. Let's check out the trailer now. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, already you can see the acting's not going to be that great on this one. Not great.
There will come a time when you
Okay.
take my throne by force.
Alright.
To the next.
Yeah, the acting's definitely good. And a lot of green screening. Okay.
Little minuscule time.
There's a lot of visuals like the V. Oh, there's a lot of innuendo already in the trailer. Jesus, she's huge.
Giantess.
Ah, she crushes rocks. Okay.
She's a freak. She's the best worker I have.
So she...
Challenge her to a duel.
Having fun down there?
So there's an...
Baby.
some kind of alien.
In the history of mankind. No holds barred, good old fashioned
Cat fight. Okay.
There they are.
Ugh, who's this chick with the tattoos? Ugh. Okay, so there's a... the tattoo chick also turns into a giant.
You will soon feel my wrath.
This could be pretty cool.
Oh, this is definitely a f***ed up candidate type movie. Okay.
Get off my planet, bitch!
All right, I actually didn't know that Full Moon had its own streaming service. Okay, well that's news to me. So there's the trailer to Giantess Battle Attack. I think there's enough to go off to make a logical plot out of this one. So there seemed to be a woman on, or two women on a spaceship. They seem to have discovered that there is a giant woman on planet Earth. And it appears that they want to fight her. And there also appears to be another woman with lots of tattoos who looks just hideous. No offense, but tattoos. Ugh. Who also goes giant. Maybe to help save the planet? Perhaps. So perhaps there's this invasion occurs and... the main chick, who is actually the purple girl in the poster, she actually appears to be the main character in the film. She's the one that was crushing the rocks with her feet. Maybe she gets challenged to a duel by the alien, and it looks like the tattooed girl will come and help her out. So perhaps some kind of tag battle to try and protect the Earth. I'm not sure I'm getting too much else other than that. So that's my guess. Aliens come to Earth wanting to challenge the original 50-foot woman, and another woman comes to her aid. All right. That's my guess. I'm going to go watch the film now, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to see how far off I am. Hopefully not that far off. So, catch you in a split second. Well then, that was an experience. I don't think I've ever watched an hour of pure bad acting before than I have now. And that's not what I expected from Full Moon. Because Head of the Family, okay, 25 years ago still, but is quite well acted. So I don't know what the hell's happened with this studio to get in these kind of actors. And also we need to talk about the green screening in the film, because it's actually really good, but it's used almost everywhere, it's kind of a clever way of getting around set restrictions. I love the idea, especially the stuff that happens in the spaceship. So I'm going to try and think back what I said. I think I said that it was going to be about aliens who find that 50-foot woman and they go to Earth to challenge her, and some other woman comes, the tattooed woman comes to help her. I was kind of right, I think, with this. So it appears that, and I'm also missing some context here because I haven't seen the other film. So it appears that there's a continuation from previous movies. But it does appear that this woman, I can't remember her fucking name. Beverly was her name. Beverly Wood. I'm sure that's innuendo that I'm not getting. Beverly is some kind of disgraced influencer who now works at a construction site where all it seems to do is that she just stomps on rocks all day long. I'm not actually sure how that construction site makes any money if she's just crushing rocks like that. And there are other workers there who don't seem to actually do anything other than insult her. And the owner of the quarry, let's call it a quarry, and her seem to be having a relationship. That's got its own issues in itself. There is the alien element. So the movie starts off with these aliens. What's her name? Space Whore? Gold. Again, it's really juvenile humor in this film, but that's what makes it fun. So Space Whore wants to destroy Beverly. And so she wants to go to Earth to challenge her to a duel. Winner takes all. At the same time, there's this tattooed woman. And it appears that when they were normal sized, didn't like Beverly. So she gets a promoter and they create some kind of pay-per-view event where this woman, the tattooed woman, what's her name? Fuck, I just watched the film. Why can't I remember her name? Is that unremarkable? Fuchsia? No, she's not Fuchsia. Someone else is called Fuchsia. Anaconda, the snake. Anaconda and Beverly are supposed to be having a fight, and the boyfriend doesn't think it's going to be a fair fight because one's 50 foot, the other one's 6 or 5.5 foot. So 10 times the difference. At the same time, there's also a couple of scientists who are trying to work out how she got gigantic, and they're trying to help her get back to normal size. So they seem to be doing something with food to engineer food. Yes. And so Tattooed Woman eats some of this food and grows big. And in fact, Tattooed Woman and Beverly are supposed to be fighting against each other. But Beverly doesn't know that Tattooed Woman is supposed to be growing big. She thinks she's going to stay small so she can crush her. And then it seems while they are fighting... No. It seems before the fight starts. That's what happens. Before the fight starts, the alien lands, gets big as well, and starts fighting with Anaconda. And then Beverly comes in to save the day, and they tag up on her and defeat her in a very lewd kind of performance. You don't actually see any boobs in this. And then the alien space whore must die because the warrior code says that she has disgraced herself. So... I was kind of right, kind of wrong. So I got the alien fighting bit right. I got the kind of tag battle bit right. I kind of didn't get the plot of where the tattooed woman fits in. This is only an hour long. So this is quite a short film and it's a bit of a stretch. I'd say 60 minutes. Maybe a bit of a lie to call this a movie, but it is what it is. And the acting's bad. Especially Beverly. She's, don't get me wrong, she's quite good looking to look at, and those teeth. Perfect teeth. But she reminds me of those Scream Queen, softcore adult stars from the 80s who went and made a lot of horror movies in the 80s. Think Linnea Quigley, but not quite as good as her, like the lower levels of Linnea Quigley. Where you can just tell when they open their mouth, they're not trained to be actresses. They're probably trained to do something else. And so while she looks pretty visually on screen, when she opens her mouth, it's kind of, don't talk. And that's a bit disappointing. But the movie moves along briskly. It's actually quite easy to follow. There's a lot of very juvenile humor. Experiment 69 is the most successful one. And surprise, surprise, they're working on hot dogs. So, the innuendo's all over this film. And I'm thinking about this. It's the type of movie for someone who wants to watch something smutty but doesn't want to watch adult films. But just, you're not going to get any skin. And according to IMDb, there should have been skin in this, but there wasn't in the version that I saw. And I'm wondering whether, because I watched it off the YouTube channel of Full Moon's official YouTube channel, I wonder whether they cut it out just for YouTube. Because there is a bit where the director all of a sudden cuts into the movie and they smash his face with cream pies. More innuendo. Fabulous. Call me crazy, right? But I'm watching this film about a 50-foot giant woman, and all I can think of is just this really dumb stuff. I'm thinking, where does she shit? Does she dig a huge hole and shit? How does she hide herself shitting? Because everyone can see it. She's 50 foot. She can't hide herself. And that would stink. Like, think of your normal shits are this big. She's 10 times bigger, so it's like this big. wow. What does she eat? She's never shown eating through the film. That'd be an interesting way to eat. Who makes her clothes? Because all of her clothes are tailor-made and fit her perfectly. And I can imagine that's a lot of fabric for a 50-foot woman. And again, I'm thinking stupid things here. Where's she getting her makeup from? Because she's got beautiful lipstick on, and there's a scene in the film where she's getting a manicure, and these two women are just spraying polish on her. So, how's she putting the makeup? Again, I know, this is not the kind of crap I should be looking at, but it's just the stupid things I was thinking. And then comes the boyfriend, right? So, now, she's 50 foot. Let's assume he's almost 6 foot, right? So that would make him about 1/9 the size of her. So in a normal human body, 1/9 would be roughly the head. But he fits in the palm of her hand. So either he's really short or she's taller than 50 foot and we're getting lied to. Just something to think about, that when she's, at the end of the day, she's there hanging out with him, she's actually physically holding him in her hand. There's also a bit where he decides to go down on her, which is hilarious because he puts on his helmet and says, if I don't come back in 30 minutes, don't send a search party. So it's, that's actually quite funny. But yeah, where does she shit? Would I recommend that you watch it? Well, if you're on this channel and you're obviously here for stupid movie recommendations, and so be it. The fucked up-o-meter. And because that's what this episode's about. I watched a fucked up movie, and how fucked up is it? Well, I'm going to say, I think this movie's totally fucked up. Yeah, I'm going to give it the full ranking of totally fucked up, because 50-foot women who don't seem to shit or eat tailor-made clothes, fighting another 50-foot woman, or two 50-foot women, causing immense destruction at an oil refinery. Why are you fighting in an oil refinery for, too? That makes no sense. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about the visual effects. I think the visual effects are clever. So it's all done, not all of it. A lot of it is done on a green screen. And the feathering and actual green screen work is really good. For a low budget movie, it's really good. The green screening in this puts a lot of the bigger budget stuff to shame. It really does. And I hate to say this, but it really does. And there's a lot of very clever sets that they've created, maybe in stock photos or perhaps in 3D programs very cheaply, that mean that they can do what they wanted to do in this movie without breaking their budget. And it's quite clever. I've got to give them their dues in way of the forward way of thinking about making a movie. It's quite clever. And again, visual effects are great. And then there's the miniatures, which are quite cute. Look, they're not going to fool anyone, especially when she's supposed to be training for her fight. And you can see, a clearly plastic kid's toy truck. And everything else is made what appears to be plastic. Nothing doesn't look realistic, but they've done a good enough job with it. On top of that, the boxing gloves. Again, where did the guy get boxing gloves to fit a 50-foot woman? We're not CinemaSins, so we don't care. Dude, you watched a fucked up movie. It was called Giantess Battle Attack. The rating is totally fucked up, and it is a movie that you probably should watch. Go watch it on Tubi or, of course, on YouTube. I've been the Artie Dans. I've always been the Artie Dans, and I probably will continue to be the Artie Dans. And you are watching Shockmania. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing because it tells me that you're interested in it. We're just starting up, so we'd like some support if we can get it. That would be awesome. Otherwise, watch some of the other videos on our channel. We hope to bring you more like this very soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.